Welcome to this episode of your Spiritual Business Coach podcast. And this episode is for you if you are thinking of making an investment decision in your business, maybe hiring a coach, maybe hiring me, or maybe you're looking to just invest right now. You have made up your mind, but you still want to do a deeply grounding ritual that will make sure that you do not end up blaming the coach, that you do not end up acting out of your limiting beliefs, out of your lack mindset when certain things happen in your container with the coach. This is the ritual for you. This is the process for you. This is the big, deep dive journaling that I do whenever I'm about to invest in someone. Sometimes after doing this, I realize that I should not be investing in someone. And sometimes after doing this, I realize, oh, I need to invest in this person. And it gives me that grounded space. So I'm going to walk you through some questions. I'm also going to give you examples from my recent investment, which was my biggest investment yet. I think I say it every time because once I make an investment, the next investment is always bigger than the last one. So I will walk you through the exact process I did. And it's like that journaling process that I'm about to walk you through, it should be long as fuck because the journaling process I did for this investment, it is more than 8 pages. And that is what helps me in making sure that when I'm in the coaching container, let's say my coach has these specific boundaries which might trigger me. Let's say my coach is only showing up in the container to coach me 4 times a week. Maybe the coach does not even have coaching calls, it's just purely um text or audio based container, but the pricing is way more than what I could charge or other people charge, and I might feel intimidated by it. I might feel like, am I getting worth, am I getting is this the right investment, and making sure that I don't end up having financial trauma or investment trauma from this. And that is your responsibility to some extent. I know there are really bad things that happen out there, that's okay, but if you can do something for yourself to hold space for yourself, to not let yourself get into a space without the right expectations and the right commitment, this is it. So, here is what I want you to do. Start with this exact question: what do I get? And I don't want you to write any justifications here. I literally want you to go through the sales page, go through the PDF, go through wherever you got to know about this offer and see what is the exact deliverable, the logistic. I'm not telling you about the results as well. I am just saying, let's say you get 5 days of Telegram support, coaching container, or maybe you get 4 calls a month and every call is 45 minutes. I want you to write the logistics down so that you're very clear on exactly what you are even getting. Because if a person cannot make that very clear to you about the coaching container, then you would be very in the shadows of, am I getting what I paid for? So I want you to write down exactly what it is. And when you look at those, when you're writing them, and you might slightly end up looking at the logistics and the pricing, and you might think, oh my god, I'm just getting this many calls or these many days of Telegram support, that is so not worth it. Well, that's a lack mindset. Work on it, because that is not how the world works. The transformation a person can give you in a 15-minute call or even like a 1 minute voice note is crazy. They do not need to be plugged in all the time to give you the transformation, and so do you do not need to be plugged into your coach's life, your client's life all the time to give them the transformation. So that's some work we gotta do, and that's what I do with you inside my containers, if that's how you're feeling when you're writing this. Okay, once you've written down what do I get, for example, you get 4 coaching calls and every month, and let's say the minimum time that you have to work with a coach is 3 months, so you're getting 4 into 3, 12 calls. You are getting them 60-ish minute calls. You're getting 5 days a week Telegram support for the next 12 weeks, right? And you are getting, let's say, access to some resources, whatever it is. Then And the second question I want you to ask is, why do I want to invest? And I want you to write all the reasons, just convincing yourself. It's like a pros and cons list, but better. So, this entire journaling process in itself, I'm going to say, even before you make the investment in someone, this journaling process will be almost making you back your investment, make you feel like, wow, I haven't even invested yet, but I feel like I have had a whole character development arc just because I thought of investing, just because I decided to invest, and then I did this whole audit, this whole ritual. So, some examples of why you might want to invest is, you realize that you're already putting in a lot of effort to introspect, and you're already having so much growth, and that you have so many content ideas already, even before you've invested in this program. And maybe your faith, like you look at this coach that you're looking to invest in, and you see that they are really strong in their belief in themselves, in their ability to make money, in their ability to get clients, in their ability to have a long term business, and you are somewhere lacking that belief, that strength. So being around that person might be really good. Let's say that person accomplished something, they became like a millionaire, or they had like some amount, they did something in their life at a certain age, and you feel that, wow, if that person did it, being in their energy and learning from them is going to help me also fast track my results, or anyhow you resonate with that person. So keep going on with those lists. Like for me, that list extends for 1.5, almost 2 pages of why I want to invest. Then I go and I ask myself the third question: why do I not want to invest? What would make me scared to invest? And you go ahead and you start writing down all the reasons you're afraid of. Like, let's say the investment is so big, and even like maybe the installment plans are doable and they help the nervous system, but what if this amount of money can be put to better use? What if I don't see the results? What if I follow everything and I don't make the money? What if it's an experience like my previous coaches where I didn't get the kind of support I wanted? What if I can't do everything because I have other commitments, I have travel, I have something going on in the season of life? What if some random expense pops up and I start regretting that, oh my god, I should have used that money instead of investing it there? Or am I doing this because I truly desire to work with this coach, or am I just trying to find a quick solution? Am I making this decision quickly and not listening to myself? Is this the right decision for me? Is this the right container for me? Is this the right person for me? Am I deserving and worthy of that success? What if it's not for me? All those reasons and everything I just said are the things that I wrote for myself when I was making this big decision. So you go ahead and write all of those things down. Once you've written that, so I think we are on the third question. Now, the fifth question is tackling, or having that space to counter everything you wrote in your last question's response. This is where a lot of mindset work comes to play. This is where a lot of shadow work happens. So, this process is heavy, but it's also very transformative. So, you go ahead and you write down an answer, or like a thought, like a counter thought to all of the things. Example, let's say the first thought you wrote when you said you why do you not want to invest was that this is a big chunk of money, this is a big sum of money, and what if it can be put to some better use? Go ahead and start coaching yourself on it. Self coaching is one of the biggest skills you can have. So maybe you might write something like, yes, I get one-on-one support at my time with real strategy, and I'm also charging that amount to my clients as well. I should be comfortable paying this much or more, so I can call in the clients who can pay that easily. I can set a goal to make that money back and that exact amount every month, so I don't have to feel like I'm in a loss. This month I was already making that much money, and next month also I was very close to it. So, what is that better use that I'm thinking of? Self care? Because who am I kidding? I would never spend that big amount in one go ever to go to some place and do something that I would like, because that just feels illogical to me. That's again a limiting belief that comes up. But money needs to move. Then you might notice that all of the answers that you might have written in why do I not want to invest, or what is the hesitation, all of them would have what if, what if, what if, because they are all possibilities and you get to shift them. So one of the what ifs was, what if I don't see results? And that is where I like to set my own expectations. So I would write something like, what are the results that I even want in the first place? And I would write a lot of results. I would write, let's say, I want audience growth. I want to reach my divine clients, even if it's not a lot of followers, just a lot of people. I want to start making this much money. I want my business to be restructured. You see, that some goals, maybe money might not be directly in my hand, but restructuring my business, that is totally in my hand, and I will receive that result while working with with a coach in that container. Let's say another thing that would count as a result would be clarity on my purpose through the business. I want deeper connection with and deeper faith in myself. I want to become well known for my niche. I want my content strategy to improve for higher level clients. I want to feel concrete in my business. I want to build a business that gives me the me time. I want to get speaking engagements. I want improved branding, website, energetic removal of blocks, money, upper limit, being seen. All of that is possible. Maybe the money bit, maybe the external outcomes, I might not be sure if it happens. All I can do is put my full faith in the coach that I invest in. But I can go beyond. I can go beyond those outcomes and list set of outcomes that are totally in my control. I want to learn how to have as much faith as that coach has in themselves. That I can learn only when I'm in that container. I want to learn how that business, how that person runs their business, and how do they attract clients effortlessly. I can surely learn that when I'm in the container. So I like to set these expectations, which might be some are sure outside my control, but I make sure when I'm investing, I always have these expectations of results that are also inside my control. That I am investing in this coach, in this program, to learn these certain things, these things that I can learn when I'm in proximity with this person, and I will learn them for sure. So then you go on and write all the things down, and after that you sleep over it. That's something I highly recommend. After you've done this exercise, you hold back, because I am an emotional authority in human design, and once I want to do something, it will take such a tight grip on me that I can't stop. I can't free myself from that grip. I cannot stop thinking about it, and I definitely need to force myself in moments like that to stop and pause before I take the action, because I realize it's coming from like an emotional wave. So once I've done all of that, then I go ahead and check in maybe the next day or the same day after I have taken a breath. Do I feel grounded? Because investments, when made from this space, whenever I have done this exercise, if I do not do this exercise, I feel very high when I'm making the investment, very scared, want to puke. And then the moment I've made the investment, and when I do not see that instant gratification, because, yep, the program might start later or something, I will feel suddenly let down because I did not process my emotional wave before the investment, and I might project that onto the coach, onto the program. So what I do instead is I would do this whole journaling process, which helps me go through the highs and the lows. The high being, why do I want to invest? And the low being, what are my hesitations? Why do I not want to invest? What am I scared of? Once I've done all the tackling and everything, I'm sleeping over it, then I reach this neutral phase from which I make the investment. I say the yes. I'm not feeling jittery, I'm not feeling excited, I'm not feeling like, oh my god, this is happening. I don't feel any of that. I'm just like, yes, I'm in. Sure, when I made that payment, I did feel like I'm going to puke because that was a big payment going out of my account. But it still did not make me project onto the coach of what they're delivering is less or something, because I do this exercise, because I do this full clarity. It's like a declaration. I literally signed a declaration there that when I choose, because I'm choosing to work with XYZ in XYZ container, I am declaring that I'm giving myself a chance to create XYZ result in this lifetime. And that declaration exercise is so powerful in itself. So come back to this whenever you need. Do this exercise to make your investments bulletproof, and maybe use it and then invest in me. And I will see you in the next episode.